This is the relaunch of one of the most highly acclaimed contemporary hot hatchbacks. The Renault Clio Renaultsport has been totally revised for 2013 and for the first time features turbocharger technology along with a semi-automatic double-clutch gearbox. Downsized engine previously sporting a beautifully matched 2.0-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine. Purists may worry that a smaller turbocharged engine won't be as responsive as before. On paper the numbers look good. Maximum torque of 240 Nm is available from just 1,750 revolutions per minute, which represents a 25 Nm hike over the previous model. This means it's faster, and it completes the benchmark sprint to 62 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds. With a top speed of 143 miles per hour. Furthermore, it's fair to expect the previously mentioned twin-clutch semi-auto gearbox will make the Clio 200 Turbo a little more rapid. Apparently in race mode it'll change gear in 150 milliseconds, which is about the same speed your eyelid can close and open. It literally changes gear in the blink of an eye. To get the car into this full-fat performance mode requires a touch of the RS drive button. Toggling between normal, sport and race, it adjusts engine and gearbox settings along with ESP configuration, steering feel and throttle response. The main reason for cutting engine displacement and adding a turbocharger is to retain performance while improving efficiency. In this case, Renault claims a 25% drop in emissions compared to the previous model. 2 chassis options, decent kit and special edition. There will be 2 chassis options available, as per tradition, in Renault Sport fare. Sport chassis combines a sporty ride with a modicum of comfort, while 5mm lower cup chassis is a harder, stiffer and more focused setup aimed at drivers looking for the last tenth of a second around a racetrack. Renault also announced an even more focused performance version called the Clio Renault Sport 220 Trophy DC. It gets more power, quicker gear changes and sharper handling, plus it comes with revised front sports seats. This is on sale from summer 2015. In terms of comfort, it's not quite as Spartan as you'd perhaps expect from a performance model. You get some extremely supportive bucket seats, a touchscreen sat-nav, one of Renault's key cards, Bluetooth hands-free, USB and aux connections. You can also order parking sensors, a rear parking camera and climate control. The Renault Clio Renault Sport has no manual gearbox option. This may put off some die-hard enthusiasts. This version is more comfortable as a daily driver. However, in doing this the Clio Renault Sport has lost its raw appeal. More Clio Renault Sport models will be sold thanks to the enhanced comfort levels, but that cutting edge has been diluted and it may no longer be the benchmark in this class. It's a good car, it's just not a great car anymore. Read the Renault Clio Renault Sport 200 review to find out why. Performance. Renault Clio Renault Sport performance options are limited to just one engine and gearbox combination. It uses a 1.6-litre turbocharged petrol unit mated to a 6-speed semi-automatic box. This EDC transmission is set to boost economy and lower emissions, but a 6-speed manual gearbox would have been a better choice for the flagship model in the Clio range. However, the launch of the special edition Clio Renault Sport 220 Trophy DC in summer 2015 has tried to address that with more power and quicker gear shift times. With maximum pulling power of 240 Nm, this model has an additional 25 Nm of torque over the previous generation and is 36 kg lighter. This means it's quicker and it feels quick too. It will get from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds and has a top speed of 143 miles per hour. You get the pops and burbles when downshifting, and the Clio Renault Sport 200 sounds good. However, it doesn't have the rawness that made the third generation so good. There are 3 driving modes to play with: normal, sport and race. Normal is the default setting, and in this mode the Renault Clio Renaultsport 200 is easy to drive. Switch to the sport mode and the Clio becomes feistier. The acceleration is optimized, as are the gear shifts, while any wheel spin is controlled by the ASR traction control. Race mode is best used when on a track day. When you toggle the Renault Sport button to get this mode, the ASR traction control is disconnected while gear shifts are entirely manual, using the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Handling: the 4th generation Renault Clio Renault Sport handles well with the standard suspension. It is 36 kilograms lighter than the previous generation. It has tons of grip on turning, but unfortunately there is not the same amount of feedback through the wheel that the previous generation had. That's a great shame, because you never get the same amount of confidence from the car when comparing to the 3rd generation. The steering is direct, but it could do with having a bit more weight to please enthusiastic drivers. The variable weighting is good, but it feels a tad artificial. In cup setup the Clio does feel better, and for enthusiasts this is the car to choose. It's still not as raw or as sorted as the previous generation, but it is better honed for enthusiastic drivers. Renault has tried to boast the appeal of the Clio hot hatch to driving enthusiasts with a special edition. The Clio Renault Sport 220 Trophy DC boasts a lower, stiffer chassis, plus the steering rack is even quicker than the standard Clio Renault Sport. Along with Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires fitted as standard, it should provide an improvement to the car's handling and driver engagement. Equipment: there's a large amount of kit fitted to the top-off-the-range Clio, most aimed towards a sportier driving experience. Standard Renault Clio Renault Sport equipment: standard equipment includes electric front and rear windows and door mirrors, Bluetooth radio with USB port, escape electronic stability control, a high-end audio system, a Link multimedia system with 7-inch touchscreen including sat-nav, keyless start, Renault Sport front seats, 17-inch alloys. You can also order parking sensors, a rear parking camera and climate control. Performance-enhancing Renault Clio Renault Sport accessories: the launch control is a standard feature on the Renault Clio Renault Sport. This system is primed by pressing on the brake with your left foot, while at the same time pulling on the 2 gear shift paddles. You will then get a message on the dashboard confirming that the system is on. You can only use launch control up to 5 times in a row. If you want to use it again, then you must switch the engine off for 10 minutes and then you can use it for another 5 times. The Renault Clio Renault Sport has a new version of the RS monitor. This screen uses graphics in real time to display data including torque, power, water temperature, intake air temperature, turbo pressure, brake pressure, steering wheel angle, engine speed and gearbox oil temperature. You can also switch to a screen that shows your performance data including acceleration and braking times. You can also measure torque power curves, or you can opt for a diagram that shows the G-forces that the car is being put through. The RS monitor can also be used for day-to-day driving. It will tell you the distance covered by tires, dampers, brake pads and discs since they were fitted to the car. There's a shift light to tell you when to change gear to maximize fuel economy. Furthermore, the RS monitor can record your details. Push a USB memory device into the slot and this device will record all the data when you are driving on a circuit. After your session, take the USB out and you can slot it into your computer, allowing you to view all the data recorded. Renault has added the RS sound pipe to the Clio Renault Sport. This filters the sound of the engine into the cabin through the car's own speakers. Comfort: Renault Clio Renault Sport comfort levels are probably the best that a Renault Sport model has ever had. Road and tire noise are minimal, however wind noise can be intrusive at times. Up front the seats are fairly well bolstered, while the side supports on the sports seat keep you in pace when cornering enthusiastically. There is a decent amount of head and leg room, and you could squeeze 2 adults in the rear. Practicality. The boot is a decent size when compared to rivals. It has a maximum load space of 300 litres with the seats in place, expanding to 1,146 litres with the rear seats folded flat. Up front the door pockets will easily swallow a 500 milliliters bottle of water. Safety. Renault Clio Renault Sport safety levels are extremely high. The Renault Clio scored top marks when crash-tested by Euro NCAP. It comes with plenty of safety kit as standard, including ESP, frontal airbags, lateral head and thorax airbags, a pressure sensor to detect impending impacts, seat belts with pretensioners and anti-whiplash headrests. Reliability. Renault Clio Renault Sport reliability shouldn't cause you too many headaches. Its engine is proven in the Nissan Juke. Nissan is part of the alliance with Renault and no unusual problems have been reported, which bodes well for this Clio Renault Sport version. Renault has upped its game and is faring better in customer satisfaction surveys.